The Plustek OpticSlim 1180 and the Plustek OpticPro A320L are great options for scanning photo albums and large 12 by 12 scrapbook pages. I'm Linda Satgas from FamilyHistoryHero.com, and here's my review and comparison of the two models. Do you have a shelf full of old photo albums that need to be digitized? So do I, but it wasn't until the fires in Oregon a couple months ago that I got motivated to get busy digitizing them. So I looked at a number of options, including photographing the pages or having a company do it for me, but when a member of our Family History Hero community recommended the Plustek OpticSlim 1180 and said how happy she was with it, I decided to get one. Currently, this model retails for around $350. But then I had a chance to try out the more premium model, Plustek OpticPro A320L, that retails for around $800. So I was able to compare the two to see if the higher priced model would really make that much difference. So let's talk about the main difference between the two. Yes, OpticSlim's scan area at 11.69 by 17 is slightly more narrow than the OpticPro, which is 12 by 17 inches, but it still works for larger photo albums and 12 by 12 scrapbook pages, and both automatically crop the scans. I don't have to preview and select them. It just does it automatically, which saves a lot of time. So what is the big difference? According to Plustek, the difference is in the photo capture technology. OpticSlim uses CIS, contact image sensor, and OpticPro uses CCD, charged coupled device. Yeah, my eyes glazed over too when I heard that. So here it is in layman's terms. CIS and CCD technology use different lighting systems and movement of the scanner to scan the images. CIS is used for lower end applications and CCD is used for higher quality imaging, including photos. So that sounds good, but my friend who told me about the Plustek OpticSlim scanner has been using it for 3 years and she loves it. So I wondered, is there really that much difference in quality? That's what I decided to find out. The first thing I discovered though is that the program that runs both of the scanners is not very intuitive or very user-friendly. So I went to the Plustek website and started a chat, and I have to say the customer service was excellent. With their help, I was able to get the settings right so I could get a good scan. I was told by a company rep that an updated version of the software is in the works, but in the meantime, I've made a PDF with the most helpful tips, which you can download in the description below this video. Once I figured out how to adjust the settings, I did a series of experiments scanning the same 12 by 12 scrapbook pages on both scanners so I could compare them. My goal was not to improve the original images because I can do a much better job improving photos in Photoshop than I can on any scanner. What I wanted was a scan that was true to the original, true to the color, true to the lighting, and wouldn't lose detail in the photos. I wanted the scan to look like the original scrapbook page. Here are my results. I found that on pages where the photos were good, the result was good on both scanners. Here's a close-up of a page scanned with OpticSlim and the same page scanned with OpticPro. Pretty similar. The OpticPro is a little better, a little more true to the original, but the OpticSlim does a very good job. No one looking at that page would find anything wrong. But when photos were dark or had dark contrasting shadows, or if the skin tones were red or yellow, especially red, the OpticPro still did a good job of replicating the original, but the OpticSlim made dark areas darker, which lost a lot of detail. And it made red areas even more red, and sometimes the scanner even created lines. A workaround might be to use a different scanner to scan just the photos that are a problem, and then put them onto the larger Plustek scan to cover up the problem photos. For me though, that would have been a deal breaker because so many of my photos on that trip are red or dark. That was back before digital cameras, so you never knew how your photos were going to turn out. On the other hand, my experience with the OpticPro was almost euphoric. I've never used that term on a scanner before, but I actually had fun scanning my 3 albums of our 5-month trip around the USA, a total of 145 pages. Once I got the settings right for the first scrapbook page, from that point on, it consistently gave me scans that looked just like my original and retained detail in the dark or red areas. After a while, I didn't even have to compare each scan with the original because they all came out looking like the originals. So I put on some music and sang along while I did one scan after the other. Didn't have to think about what I was doing except to put the page flush on one side of the scanner close to the lid and push the button. OpticPro scanned and cropped it, and it turned out looking like my original page. All 3 albums took around 2.5 hours to scan, and now it's done. If my house burns down, I have them backed up in more than one external drive and also in the cloud. I hope this review has been helpful, and no matter what method you use, I urge you to get those old photo albums digitized. I'm Linda Satgas with FamilyHistoryHero.com, where we show you how to turn your boxes of old family photos into easy-to-share family stories.